Yeah. Is there now?
We are live. Oh, there's X-ray. We have viewers.
Holy.
Oh, we got the viewers.
How did we scam
have viewers? Woohoo! Ha-ha! We did it! Alright. Let's go, dude. Okay. I will start up immediately. I don't think there's really a point in delaying because it's already been delayed enough.
True.
Sorry, guys, for the delay. I got home from work a little bit late. I didn't realize how much setup was required for Daniel's stuff, and then when it came down to actually like setting everything up, I actually had to give up at the very end because it was taking way too much time. So sorry for like the half-hour delay, but we're probably going to go a lot faster than normally Daniel does. Normally it's about 2 hours. We're trying to keep it under an hour, so we'll go quick. But I will introduce the guests for tonight. So right below me, we have Timony, otherwise known as Croc with a Glock, leader of Crocs with Glocks. That's our boy. Can you guys make sure you guys can let me know if you guys can't hear him? I think you can, though. According to Streamlabs. Gourmet's Cookies is to my bottom right. He's covering his face with a mic for some reason, but that is him. And on the far right, we have my jungler, El Deho. The boy. Many of you know him as Otters. Alright, it looks like everyone can hear. Alright, awesome. Sick. Yeah, so we had some fun games this week. We didn't necessarily get all of them done, though. Obviously, there was, tragically, Sporadic had to drop out of the league, which delayed the Froggy Fighters game. So keep him in your prayers or whatever you would like to do to send him a good message. Because he's recovering. I don't think he's playing any more games right now just because it's really hard for him to move around. But thankfully, we have Sparks and Daniel stepping in. So they'll probably play their game, I think, on Sunday, I believe. But that game obviously wasn't played this week. So we're not really factoring it in. But yeah, no, we had some really good games. We finally had one not 2-0, which was nice, from Tupperware Titans between Barks Berserkers. I think they lost the first game, but they brought it back, so that was cool. So yeah, no, it's been a good week. All right, I'm gonna go. What's up? What's up, Cookies?
I mean, it wasn't that cool.
It was actually a great week.
No, I
mean, to be fair, like I said when I was watching the games, I think I was talking. Me and Sparks were watching, or I think I was just watching by myself, and Sparks was just there. But I was like, Mitchie was like, dude, every single second I watch this game, I'm just lowering my opinion of every single player in this game on both teams. It's a rough one, bro. It's a rough one.
I don't know.
Rave with goggles. I'm in a tin can? Oh no, that's rough. Okay.
Get out,
let's do this. Alright, so I'm going to move on just straight up to top rankings. I have them all here. Immediately there, just because we're going to go through them super quickly. But so we'll have them on the screen. We'll start at the bottom and just go up. Ideally, we would reveal them, but we're just gonna throw it out there, and then we'll move our way up from the bottom. So, very bottom, Ibrix. We have Volgrath from Timony, with a Glock from Gourmet Cookies, and So Much Dog from Eldaho. Cookie. Yeah, we'll start with Cookies. Cookies, why are you a troll?
Well, let me start with me real quick.
Okay.
So my bottom four
oh my god,
are the ones that didn't play this week, and I didn't watch week 1's games. And so all of my lists are just off of week 2's games.
Yeah.
So my bottom four are always going to be the 4 that didn't play this week, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, that's fair. So, yeah, anything below, like, I think it's Master L was the lowest you had for, at least the one that you had. That doesn't matter. But I put it on there just because it was the way that Daniel set up. I can just delete ones very easily. So, Cookies, do you want to explain yourself, or should we just not explain anything? I feel like that might be better.
No, okay. So, get this. I'm in a custom game, right? I lock in Singe. This guy locks in Gwen. Oh my god. Gets absolutely dumpstered by my Singe. I have zero respect for this man. He can't come back from that. Okay, he's just the worst player in my eyes forever. Put this man top lane, he's not. It's not even worth it, man.
No, I think he's on the same thing. Yeah.
That's just the reality.
Okay, interesting. Okay. How about you, Timmy? You want to explain why you have Volgrath below Bricks? I mean, we both had them bottom two.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like grouped everybody within tiers. The position in the tier is kind of like it can go up and down a little bit. I just think like I can put them comfortably into the same tier, sitting at the bottom of the thing based on performances in week 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta say I disagree with that one. Bricks was definitely worse than Volgrath. Like,
yeah,
if you watch the games,
I would defend Volgrath.
I mean,
he went 4-0 on the board of the first game. Now he was laning into a Malzahar top for some ungodly reason. That was the thing that
that's
happened.
the biggest question.
That's
actually
really hard lane for Mord, so it's actually really impressive.
Well, whatever. I don't know. I'll defend Francis, even though, like I said, I do think he is a cut below for sure right now. But I believe he can do it. He can do it. He'll come back one day. He'll figure it out. Okay, we'll move up. We'll get this going. Okay, so for the traditional cream tier outside of the puke green, I had So Much Dog and X-Ray. You had Pushing LP, X-Ray, me and So Much Dog for you, Timony. Gourmet Cookies, you didn't rank anybody, but I'll just say you have Master Element Justice here because that was just the colors that were there at the time. And then we can just wait to get to Eldaho because he's a little bit about this. So, would you want to talk about why you ranked these 4 players, at least in the green color, Tim? You go first.
Yeah. Again, I kind of just mainly my list is the players in the tier can kind of move around a little bit. I think the only thing I really want to say is I definitely have X-Ray and Pushing Up P up at the top here. I think if I'm being honest, like Ornn has been a champion that's been like highly contested in the top lane lately, and if we're just going off like the tank kind of like solid pick, I would put X-Ray just a little, like I'd give him a little bit of an edge, but I think Pushing LP has a higher ceiling in general. I think like on a good day, Pushing LP is gonna outlane him like every single time, and that's kind of like why I put them the way I did.
Yeah. That's fair. Do you have any thoughts on why you have Mastel and Injustice where you have them out, Cookies?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why do you have me at the very bottom below that, with Croc over here?
Well, I mean, you spend like 8 times like more time on Valorant than you do League. On top of that, you ban more, and I don't know who the hell you're gonna play.
That's true.
His name is Master L, and what is he like, gold or plat? I don't know where this guy is, but it's not Master, so immediately that guy's just out the window. And I'll be honest, I didn't watch Injustice play. I don't really know who that guy is. So I don't know about him.
Okay. We'll move on. Okay. How about we'll go for the keep it now that we're at where Eldaho is, we can just go straight across. At least matching up. Since you haven't had the opportunity really to talk, do you want to start with why you put Mastel at the very bottom, Otters?
I can't remember. I think that I was just watching his games, and yeah, I think he was just like useless. I don't remember him doing anything useful in his games.
No,
I think actually though, I might have messed up. He should probably. I don't know. I think this week he was bad. Mine are all off this week once again. So.
That's fair. What about you, Cookies? Why do you put Casey here? Why is this where you?
I think Casey transitioned, and I think he's been playing really well. But at the same time, he just doesn't look too comfortable. I think he's definitely a good player, and I think with a little bit of time, he will rise. But as of this week, I'm just gonna leave him here. We didn't see much. I saw the Ornn. I didn't watch all the games, so I don't think I got a fair judgment of him.
Okay. And you already talked about X-Ray and Pushing LP, so I'll just briefly put at least why I had my section of me slightly above Mass L, and then Pushing LP and Injustice, which I think if we really had 5 tiers, I would put Pushing LP and Injustice in their own tier above me and Master L, mostly because I just haven't played against either of them. I did some 1v1s with Injustice, and I don't think it was super duper impressive. And then I played one scrim where I lost lane against pushing LP pretty hard, but then he also didn't do much with his lead at a certain point, or it looked like he just didn't really know how to exert it outside of just running at my jungler and pressing R. And then I feel like he could have done quite a bit more with that, but that's like a scrim, so that doesn't really count. In terms of actual games, I just don't really know. So this is where I'm just kind of feeling where things should be. Going back to you, Tim, why did you specifically put Mastel above Injustice, or that's like basically your tier below you and DV4P?
Yeah, sure. So, kind of the same reasoning I had with pushing LP and X-Ray. I think Master L, like, he's a very aggressive laner. He fights for leads, like, really consistently, which is something you want to see. And genuinely, he's been performing pretty well against a lot of lanes. Did really well in lane against X-Ray in that one game where he played set. He's just far, like, I think, I think Injustice is probably more consistent across the board, but Master L, like, definitely has a higher peak. He's got, if he could just rein in that urge to just brawl, then he could really shoot up. I think he could really be useful.
Okay.
I think I got to be a comfortable 3.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, I just remembered Master L. He lost to X-Ray, bro. Like, I mean, come on. He was too aggressive when he shouldn't have been.
Winning the lane matchup. He was.
Yeah, but not really. He was getting solo killed, and if he would just stop and farm, like X-Ray cannot farm. This guy's got like 30 CS, and Master L is giving up his chance to come back by just inting on repeat. It made no sense. All he had to do was farm. So easy to out farm this X-Ray guy, and he's just dying solo. No.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, do you wanna go over?
Yeah, I'll shoot all 3. I'll shoot all 3. I'll shoot all 3. Yeah. So I mean, we put X-Ray towards the bottom because again, we have some potential, but we ban on. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel. I thought I was more confident with Ergot. Also, shameless to put yourself that high, though. But just thought I'd put that out there. Bricks just has such a goated name for a top laner. Like, this guy put him on Malphite, I can't imagine he won't succeed. And pushing LP, that dude is so big, hot, and sweaty. I just dream with this man. So whenever I see him play top lane, it's just A1. I cannot coach this man any better than he already is. I'll leave it there.
Okay. What about you? You had X-Ray, Volgarath, Bricks here.
Yeah, Bricks picks Malzahar. I mean, it was terrible. I didn't like that at all. That
was so good.
Game on Malphite was fine, but I don't know. I mean, Volgarath played better than him, and they are both kind of interchangeable. But you pick Malzahar, so you get lower than Volgarath for that.
Okay, that's fair. And then you put X-Ray just like right there below.
Yeah, X-Ray played pretty well, I think. Once again, if this guy knew how to freaking last hit minions, he would be like the best top laner in the league. But he's just absolutely gimping himself with that. But, you know, he played pretty well in the Ornn. We'll see what happens if they ban his Ornn out. But, I mean, they left it open, so.
Okay. No, that's fair. Okay, we'll do our top 2 for everyone. I'll at least start here. So I put DVP just because I just generally think he's the smartest player. I think he brings the most value generally to the team. He always seems to know what he needs to be doing. He didn't play this week, but at least the last game that I did watch of him playing, he just looked like the most complete player. When I was watching, I saw a lot of intent behind what he was doing most of the time. I just think generally he's probably going to stay there unless there's just some type of really super bad performance. But it's kind of hard because, like, so I think they'll find this week. And then Croc, I think of all the top laners, like the second section that I had, I think are top laners that like sort of know what they're doing, but definitely don't really understand windows of pressure, especially in laning phase. From the times that at least I've had brief times like laning against pushing LP, and then like the few 1v1s with Injustice, and then I've never played in Master L, but at least watching, it just seems like same problem sometimes I have where I just don't understand 100% like what the pressure point is. But from playing against Croc with the Glock, I know 100% that he is like fully cognizant and awake during laning phase and knows how to push for leads when it's necessary and pressure in the pocket in the right way. So
before we go any further, real quick,
cut there. Yeah,
Chris, change your mic on Twitch. It
Chris,
is your wrong mic.
Yeah, you're using the wrong mic.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, we DM'd you, but you haven't responded.
Oh, it's
Yeah, like
because
it's fine on Discord, but it's wrong on Twitch.
I have the fucking. Okay. Sorry, guys. My bad.
How's that? Does that sound better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Twitch, does that sound better? Okay.
Yeah, I can turn on my webcam mic if you want.
I tested it before we started stream, and I think I changed it to the other one, and then I forgot to save it because it was the other one. That's my bad, guys. I apologize.
Garrett says it's too quiet, but better.
Okay, I'll turn it up a little bit. Hopefully that sounds better. You can let me know if it's fucked up a little bit. I'll make sure to watch the Twitch chat. I have the Discord overlay like maxed out, so I didn't see any Discord messages. All right, cool. Tim, you have the same as me. Do you have anything else you want to add or a different reasoning?
No, not really. I think DV for BP and myself are pretty close. The reason I put him above me is I just think that he's got a much better grasp on like the team play aspect that's required to significantly like acquire map pressure through working with his team. I think personally I probably beat him in lane, but I don't think it would end up making that much of a difference. I think he's got like very intelligent map movements, more than anybody else on the list by far. Really cognizant of the game state, really just good at affecting situations that involve a lot of awareness. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about that.
Cool. Cookies, any opinion of why the fuck you're at the top of the list?
Yeah,
even though you
please give us some insight onto this.
decided to play support for some ungodly reason, you absolute insane person.
Alright, well, for this section, we'll be role-playing as Chris.
God damn it. Okay, well now you're muted. Now we can't hear you at all.
Thankfully.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This is
While he's
terrible.
figuring that out, you wanna go Eldo?
Yeah, I mean, Rock with the Glock and Dopus, they went against each other. Tim did a little bit of trolling. Bro, Gourmet, you gotta turn that
Gourmet, you
down,
gotta.
bro.
I can't. That's like some. That is rough, brother.
Dopus was like 100% weak-sided. Tim got like 8,000 ganks within the first 6 minutes of each game, and yet he couldn't pull it off. So I think the weak side king this week was Dopus himself, and is what it is.
Weak side king himself.
I don't know if I would stroke my own dick that hard, but I appreciate it.
Right. Yeah, you
that's what I'm here for, baby.
Ready? I think you stroked a little too hard already. Let's be honest. All right, moving on.
True.
5th place, Jesus.
All right,
yeah.
We'll move on. We already know. You waste your opportunity with a fucking memeing on me. We'll go on to jungle. We'll keep this going.
What do you mean?
We gotta keep this under hour. We gotta go. All right. The bottom. Do we have any? You guys have anything to say about the bottom 3 of this jungle
Jesus.
rating? I decided that I didn't want to put
Oh
anyone
my
in like
God.
the puke green tier. And then I don't really know if Cookies or obviously Eldaho, the bottom 4 don't matter. It's only the top 7. So you don't need to talk if you don't want to at all, Otters. But at least for us, like bottom 3, you guys have anything you want to say specifically?
I got nothing. They're all nobodies.
What about you, Tim?
I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, honestly. I think it's just Epi Hack.
Well, I don't know about that kind of cello.
Here, but
I'll at least say a little bit about the bottom 3. I think Germ BM like has no clue what he's doing past 30 minutes, but like he's like trying to be good, and I feel at a certain point like he'll be better. I think like
he
overall,
needs a little
like,
direction.
the
yeah,
pressure. I think the pressure and like what he
potential,
was doing, like he at least kind of knew what he was doing early in the game. I think he looked like he was more cognizant of what he should be doing than Dart Juice, and I think Cello was just like griefing most of the time. But
what? Cello played so well this week? Are you?
I don't know.
That's
He
what I'm
played so
saying,
much
man.
better than Dousing or Germ BM.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I don't know,
The
dude.
Cello
I
thing's a little
don't
bit weird
know.
to me.
No hate to Cello. I think, but I just, I don't know.
No, Cello played so much better than I expected from him. Germ BM was clueless. He did nothing the entire game, bro. Wasn't he like 0 and 15? Like I swear, all I remember seeing him do was die.
Okay, he wasn't 0-15, but to be fair, I think I had a higher. I thought Cello would play better, and I think he played worse than what I thought. But maybe
Bro,
my
I
opinion
thought
was
Cello
fine.
was gonna just and he played well. He was all over the map. He was so
That's what
active.
I'm
He was
saying.
farming well still.
Dude, Cello
Okay,
was
maybe I'm
Happy.
griefing. Maybe
Cello
I'm
was playing
griefing.
out of his mind. I don't even know if you guys watched
Maybe
a
I'm
lot. I'll be
griefing. I
honest.
watched
You
the
watched
game a
a
long
lot.
time ago. From what I remember, it was pretty bad, but maybe it was not as bad. I watched
Yeah.
BM's game like this morning, and I was like, oh, he's like not even that bad. So
You're like,
okay.
oh, 20. I guess it's better than Conticello for some
I
reason.
don't know.
Like, what
All I
the?
remember is seeing Jerm BM and thinking, wow, this guy.
This guy's shred. This is
All
exactly what I
right,
thought.
I'll throw you a bone, Germ. You're on the come up. You might be maybe you and Cello deserve to be flopped, but it happens. It's all right. I gave you the bone.
No, Cello even played better than Dowsing for sure.
Dude, yeah.
Dowsing?
Dowsing
This
reeked this week.
Oh,
This
no,
week,
dude.
Dowsing.
you know what's up, man. You know what's up.
He's on his Hecarim. Hecarim is insanely OP right now, and he's still just doing absolutely nothing. I don't know, man.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, I think
So true.
I think yeah, it's fine. It's okay. We'll move up. We'll do the section. How about we'll do the 4 middle section. We'll just do those 4 middle ones.
Gotcha.
Do you wanna go with your, at least I guess it's 3, kind of Cello, Dowsing, Germ, BM, Eldaho?
Yeah, I think I kind of said what I had to say about those 3 because that was all your guys' bottom 3 too. I think now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I didn't see Jerm BM's game. I thought I had watched them all, but he just said he played Zac, so
Yeah,
I don't think I saw that.
like he was
Wait,
actually
because
he
Jerm BM
wasn't
went
bad.
against Nightmare's team, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think I only saw game 1 of that thing because that was the only one that was streamed. But
Yeah.
and then Dowsing, like I said, I think that he completely griefed this week. I think he should have done way better, and literally kind of Cello beat him like just in every aspect. Well, I don't even remember.
That's fine. Okay.
But I just remember Dowsing sucked this
That's
week. I'm
right.
sorry, man. No flame.
No, that's fine. It's fine.
Happens
You're a much smarter
to
jungler than
everybody.
I am, so I was probably just thinking my stupid top lane brain. All right, you go ahead, Cookies. What's your opinion on Sulpan, Ranger, Dowsing, Gunner?
I had really high expectations this Gunner. I actually wanted to second pick this guy. So I had really high expectations, and he did not reach those levels. I don't think he played bad. I think he played better than like Dowsing and stuff. I should have really expectations. That's like probably not too true for me. But Dowsing dropped the ball, especially on Hecarim. But I mean, at least I know him other than the people below him. Ranger, I mean, that guy. I mean, you banned Nuno, and it's rough. I feel bad for him. I think he's good. I think it's just rough. Soulpan, he played all right, I guess. I don't think he's that insane.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Sulpan didn't play this week, so he decayed.
True. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Copium. All right. You want to go ahead for Ranger, Cheeks, Giuseppe Hack, Dirt Juice, Tim?
Yeah. Like I said, Giuseppe's kind of a one trick, so if he gets his Echo, he's like able to compete with some of the better junglers in the league, but kind of needs to expand the champ putt a little bit, I think. Then he'd probably move up in terms of versatility. Ranger's really solid, can play a lot of different champions. He is a new one trick, that's kind of true, but he's done what Giuseppe needs to do, and he's brought in his pool by a pretty big margin. Especially, I mean, I played on a team with him last year. He really solid jungler, really smart, plays for his lanes really well. Yeah, not much else to say about that.
Okay.
We'll say, actually, I have one more thing to say. Jix or Onyx, like, he's definitely like exceeded my expectations for. I knew he was a good player going into the season, but I think he has a lot more room to really like bust into the top 3 there. He's got elite upside, I would say.
Okay.
From what I've seen so far.
No, that's fair. All right. Ranger, Dowsing. I think I might have troll put Dowsing higher. I think that was maybe the game where because on the stream it was focusing when he was doing good, and I just didn't pay attention to what he was doing because I was trying to focus on like the top laners and sometimes the bot lane and other stuff I didn't know as well. I thought he was playing fine, but maybe I'm just fucking giga griefing. I think Gunner at USMC, I don't think he's necessarily bad, but I think he definitely feels overhyped. It definitely felt bad getting ganked when he was level 2 and I was like level 1 for the Yasuo, and that did help, but he was also like hard camping like the lane to the point that I feel like it hurt the team. It felt like it hurt his team more maybe than it was worth. But I think maybe it was just because Tim didn't get as much done on Yasuo as he wanted to. And then the second game, I feel like he was
That's
kind of
fair,
out of the
yeah.
game compared to Eldaho until like we just started trolling and just letting Trundle walk at us. So I don't know. I feel like based on like where he should be in terms of the pick of his priority and what I was told, he seemed like he was griefing, but I could see like maybe why he has a lot of value when it snowballs. I don't know. It's just it felt like I feel like I don't know. And then Ranger, I honestly don't know if he. I'm trying to remember if the last game. I don't know if he necessarily played super well, but I think I just have a naturally high opinion of Ranger because even if he would like grief a game, I just know that he is he cares a lot and he makes sure to he pops off when you expect him not to. Like I think he's actually just like really good. He's just like sometimes he just like if his rhythm gets like broken up and he just doesn't know what he's doing. But I'm just gonna keep him high at the list because I just think like that's where he deserves to be. Okay, we'll go back to Eldo for the top 3. We'll breeze through this.
Yeah, so for this week specifically, I think that Onyx did well, or Gix, but he I don't know. I mean, it kind of felt like he wasn't doing much until his team was already ahead, which isn't great. But granted, he was playing Fiddlesticks. But I don't know. I think that he did pretty well, but not as good as Gunner. I think Gunner game 1 just absolutely just I don't know. I felt like he kind of griefed it. He was camping in bushes for like so long and sitting top for so much and not really getting too much done from that. Game 2, he got really fed, but he couldn't carry, even though he was against Sejuani and Udyr, which is like a really good. He was into a really good matchup for Trundle. So that's the only reason I put him below me. So yeah, for this week's game specifically, I think that's where that goes.
Right.
I put Cello top 3 because I think Cello played out of his mind, especially coming into like a new team. I think he was like adapting really well, especially if you looked at the last week's game. I'm not even joking about this one. I think he actually deserves a swing spot. Riley, I think he's played really good all season. I think Riley's been playing really well. I think he deserves at least in the top 3 spots. I will say I'm a little shocked that Timmy didn't put him there. And I honest to God think that, Eldo just played out of his mind. But especially like because I honestly thought he might have fallen off as a jungler. I was expecting him to kind of shit the bed. Because he's been playing Janna and Ashe support. So for him to pull out as a jungle again, I'll be honest, I underestimated him. So
Bro, I was
I'd put
scared. I
my-
thought our team was gonna suck, and then Eldo just came in like a Giga Chat and just like I was like, holy shit, this season
That's
is
what I'm saying.
free,
Dude. That's
bro.
what I'm
This is
saying.
free. All right, Tim, your top 3. You put Sulpan like above, and then Gunner MC Eldaho a little bit below.
Yeah, I got Sulpan in his own tier. I think so. I think our team is really still trying like to come together and play towards our win cons better than we have been in the past. I think we've got like a little bit more colluding to do, and yeah, I mean I still think Gunner just has ridiculous upside. I drafted him second in the draft for a reason. I think he's one of the smartest players in the entire league. He's always thinking about the next objective that needs to be taken and like what we can do around the map, like just what we can do to move the game state forward. Sulpan, I think, is just unequivocally just the highest tier. I mean, he's just performing like beyond any other jungler in the league. And I don't think it's close. I think he belongs in his own tier.
All right, fair.
I'm just gonna say I agree. Sulpan's probably better than me, although he might have fed this week if he had played. Who knows? But
Yeah.
I think that
Okay,
your
I
whole
will
thing
say-
on Gunner was just pure copium because you picked him over me, and you're trying to like
yeah.
make yourself feel better about it. And
I
it's
mean,
alright. I
you can
respect
have that
That's
opinion.
actually
that's
so
fine.
true. That is
Yeah,
actually
dude.
so true.
Hey, man, you can keep that opinion if you want, but that game was looking a little scary for a second there.
I
this
mean,
past
I
week.
think it was because we
I was
were
never scared,
griefing,
bro. I was on
bro.
you, dude.
I think it's because we were griefing. I don't know. I think it was just we were running it down.
Hey, we'll find out, I guess, in the coming
Yeah.
weeks.
Okay. I kept Sulpan on top just because I agree. I think he's just cracked out of his mind. I played with Sulpan. I think Sulpan, unironically, is like probably the most. I'm trying to think. I mean, at least for the current meta, I think Sulpan's the most valuable player in the entire league in terms of like everything he provides. Like, I think he's just insane. If you've ever like sat down and talked with him or tried to like glean information from him, I just think like he is the most complete, amazing player. I'm just sucking Sulpan's dick right now, but I think he's great. I think though Eldaho is like right below. Like I think he exceeded any expectation I had before the beginning of the season. Of like I just thought he was a trash support main that was just gonna play jungle for us, and then he just like turbo stomped everybody, and he's like really smart and knows what to do. I don't know. I love me some Eldaho. I think he's really good. I would still put him in the same tier. I just think Sulpan's just a little bit better. And then Jinx, I just want to reward because I just think he like. I think
Jinx.
whatever. I don't know how he says his name. Like I don't know how the fuck like he's like gold or something. Like I don't understand how. Like I think this guy is like really really good, especially with the diversity of picks he can provide with like playing like fiddlesticks and stuff, and like knowing how to play so many different styles of junglers. Like he maybe doesn't necessarily know what to do as far as I understand. Like Rob has to give him a lot of direction, but I think like even if that's the case, like he just does so many things so well and provides so much value. I think he's so underrated. He maybe doesn't.
He used to
deserve
play for
necessarily here.
BSU, so
Yeah, I think Onyx is cracked. I'm a big Onyx stan now. I think I hard grief the jungle list, but I'm solid in my top 3. Everything below that, just ignore me. I'm fucking stupid. But top 3, I believe in 100%.
Alright.
All right.
I mean,
moving on.
he was spot 3, to be fair.
Oh, was he? Okay, I only saw his this season OP.G. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go, go, go. All right. Bottom 3. Let's start with Actually, no. We'll start with gourmet cookies. Just quick.
Bot 3, Flash and I, again, who's that? He's a dog shit ADC, he's even worse mid somehow. It's time for change. Who the fuck is that, dude? Please, I mean, please play terribly. Let's be honest. Let's just be real here.
Okay. We'll move on. We'll move on. Tim.
Talking about the bottom 3, I mean, I had big expectations for Space Murph, and he really just has not come through doing almost anything from what I've seen so far. Played his week 1, he played the Cinder game, like he played the laning phase like really well, and I just have not seen him do anything remotely close since then. I don't know. I think he firmly belongs in the bottom 3. Bucko Diff's not far above him, and that's mostly all I got to say about that.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say Bucko Diff from what I've watched, he seems like on and off. Like I think in his game he was like 9-1 on Nika one game, and then like 1-8 the next game and did absolutely nothing. So I don't even know. Like I was just like, I'll just put him here because at least he showed that he could be actually a power pick mid. But then the next game he's just like almost solo losing his team the game. So I don't know. Flash of Night, I think this is lower than he should be. But to be fair, and also especially because when I was playing Sejuani, even though I played Sejuani and tried to kill him at one point, and I just like died to him because I forgot that I didn't have Ignite, and I was like I just overestimated my damage. But I feel like at least in the game we were playing on the Azir, he didn't offer much pressure in comparison to I think that the other mid laners on the list had some point where they were providing value. But at least from my perspective, watching and playing in the game, I just didn't feel like Flash Knight at any point provided much value on Azir outside of just existing. But then again, I sort of also did that just weak setting top lane, so maybe that's unfair of me, but that's at least where I'll put him. And Space Marine I think is just like griefing. I think he's unequivocally the worst right now. But it's not like it's not like he's 100% always going to be there, but
I'm not saying he's irredeemable. Like
I'm
no, by any
I'm not
means.
saying he's irredeemable. I'm just saying like at least right now I don't think I've seen anything good so far.
Yeah.
So,
I can concur.
that's all
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean? Guys, you guys did anybody watch this week's game?
My
Dude,
God.
I
your
spent
ratings
all
are
day
just...
watching VODs, bro. I'm sorry. I'm just
Flash of Night did I think he did 17 damage in 2 games. He did nothing this week. This guy, his Azir is worse than my Azir, and my Azir is so shockingly bad. Like Flash of Night needs to never play Azir again. Play literally anything else. Space Smurf beat Bucko Diff this week, and he got his first win of La Liga ever. Which
That's true.
Congratulations, buddy. That was really good. And Bucko Diff's goated, and Space Smurf still beat him this week. And you're flaming him like this. Oh,
I'm watching the games. I don't think it was Space Smurf who won any of those games.
Just don't think
he like walks bot lane, gets triple kill.
Well,
he's like impacting the map.
I was watching Pizza Dog's POV, so I was mostly focusing on bot lane. From my perspective, it seemed like bot lane was 1v9 the last 2 games for the most part.
It
but
absolutely
I don't know.
was. Like I don't think there's any
I
like
don't
way you
think
can spin that where
Space
Space
Murph did
Murph
too
like
much for
shoots
those
up a tier
games.
because of that game. Absolutely
But
not.
I don't know.
Nah,
Maybe I'm
he
griefing.
beat
Maybe I'm
Bucko
griefing.
Diff.
It's okay. It's
You know,
okay.
by a little bit.
It's okay.
I think game 2, obviously Bucko Diff did better, but you know.
It's okay. We'll move up. Yeah, Elda, what are you have? Bucko Diff, Logic, Flash of Night, and
Yeah,
Johnny's on the list. What's your opinion on this?
Flash of Knights played like absolute dog. He's 100% the worst this week. And Logic, I think, would put himself where I put him. It's not that he played terribly. I mean, this one is a little bit skewed, but it's not that he necessarily even played really terribly. But he tried a lot. Everything that he tried to do to carry his team that was very losing, it just never worked out. Like it was always like he almost got a kill or he almost made a nice play, but he never it just never worked out right. And I think that was sad, but it just is what it is. Bucko Diff, he's a Chad, but he just got out murphed this week. I don't know what to tell you.
Out murphed. I like that.
All right, go ahead. Cookies, Space Murph, Logic, Nylik, Donnie.
I mean, Donnie's the name. I mean, he's just Donnie. He's not too great, not too bad. Nylik, actually, honestly, I regret not putting him higher. I think that Nylik guy's kind of cracked. Plus, he's got that team morale like times 10. That shit's insane.
Base.
Logic. He's just, I think once Logic brings out the Blue Man, the Rise, the 42% win rate champion, he's going to pop off. It's just a matter of time until we see it. So I'm just putting him there that way. It's not a shocking when he rises. Space sort of like, holy shit, he actually won us our first game. That guy's insane. He's being brought down by the spot lane. It is ridiculous. This guy, well, maybe not the bot lane, but somehow we keep losing those games. And yeah, that's all I see.
Yeah. All right, Timony, you got Nylik, Donnie. It's time for change and fleas.
So honestly, I want to preface this by saying this is like a very fluid middle of the tier list. Like this can like change very, very easily.
Bullshit.
Fleas didn't even play this week. It's time for change. Who I believe was Addy, OD, and Lane. Had an insane week 1. Donnie again, like I agree with what's been said about him. Really, like just kind of middle of the pack, middle of the road. He's not really like winning games for his team, but he's not losing them either. Nylik, I think, is really, really bordering on the blue tier, I guess you could call it. TF one trick, like really good at TF. He banned his TF. He's still useful regardless. He's proved that throughout Rob's games that I've watched so far, and I don't know. I think Nylik could move up, and I think the rest of the people in the tier could really like swap around like really easily.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. For me, Fleas, Logic, Nylik, my hot daddy. I think Fleas is good. I think the only problem is the only thing I've seen her really play a lot is like Ari and Zillion. I think her Ari's actually very, very good, but and Zill's like okay. I just haven't seen a lot of diversity at all. Like I don't know if she plays like literally anything else. I know she's traditionally a support main, and I think she's also, to be fair, she's I think swapping back to support with Sparks coming in for that team.
Yeah,
so
Firefighter's doing a little bit of restructuring with their roster.
I don't know. I think she's not bad. It's just
true.
like whatever. I think Logic also, like I think the expectation should be high for him as winning last season, and he's just consistently. It just doesn't seem to find a way to carry games in situations where I feel like he could offer more. I'm not saying like he should be like 1v9ing every single game, but it definitely feels like he doesn't have the pressure or impact I would expect from him. But so maybe he's lower than he should be, but at least that's where I put him. And then I don't think Nylik is bad at all. I think he also similarly maybe should be higher, but I think his presence is basically there just to facilitate Rob, and solo I don't really know if he would offer as much value as Logic or Fleas would if he didn't have Rob on his team. But I'm still a Nylik fan. I think he's really good even outside of TF. It's just I think that the other two, from what I've seen, could probably do more in his same position, but that's fine. And then my hot daddy, I don't think he didn't play, and like he's fine in team fights and stuff, but I don't think his laning seemed to be that good. I know he's gonna flame me and he's gonna be in trash talk because he fucking solo killed Logic like twice on action or something, but I don't know. I just don't think it's. I don't know. I just think the other 3 in this tier I think have shown more promise in my opinion. Okay. We'll go up L to last 3. We got the top 3. Set up Nylik, Space Murph. Tell me why I'm
Yeah, I
trash.
think-
Tell me why I'm bad.
I mean, no, I look. I understand that you guys rated things differently than I did because I was only doing week 2 games and that's all I went off of. I think Nylik really played well to his role. I don't think that you have to be a hard carry to be rated highly. I think that if you're playing what you're supposed to be doing, like he played a good supportive mid laner for his bot lane carry. He played around his win cons. He didn't try to go for all these flashy solo kills. He didn't try to do anything crazy. He did what he needed to do to win. I respect that. And he just played pretty well. Like he had some really good mechanical plays this week as well. Space Murph, he just he got his win. He beat Bucko Diff, which I know we got some Bucko greater than Space Murph people out here, and sorry about it, but not this week. And then setup, I mean, he just always plays very well. It's kind of hard to ever see him dropping down.
That's fair. All right, Cookies, give us your crazy
Yeah,
theory of
boy.
why my hot daddy is
Please
the best
explain
mid
this.
in the game.
Well,
Please tell me you didn't just throw all these into like a random name generator.
No,
and just,
definitely
like,
not.
shuffle?
Definitely not.
Like,
So, I had to put setup down to like number 3 because he's obviously like the best player. So I got to knock him down a little bit. That's all that is for. I mean, Bucko Diff. I mean, he's just Bucko Diff. I mean, there's not really much else to say.
dear
I mean,
God.
Party Toad. It's rare that he ever loses lane. We saw it once. That's why he's not number 1. But he's just such an insane player. And my hot daddy. What else can I say? I mean, this guy is just unbelievable. Like, as a player, I just cannot expect anything less than perfection out of him as well. Like, honestly, I wish I could have this guy on my team. It was
This
one of my
isn't
biggest
scripted, by
regrets.
the way. He came up with this like just on the spot.
This
All
is,
right.
I literally wrote this down.
Alright,
I
we're
literally wrote this
moving
down.
on.
I have an
Tim,
Excel sheet.
set up Logic Flash Night. Hit me with it. With setup
All right,
on his
so-
own tier.
Yeah. So I don't think setup. I can't really. There's not much really I have to say. There is not a single player in La Liga that can beat this guy in lane, and by beat I mean like come out of lane with him being in a deficit. It just hasn't happened yet, and I don't think it's gonna happen the entire league probably, except maybe a few outlier games. I think he's just belongs in his own tier, and I doubt he's gonna change. Logic, I think, just can probably just beat everybody else in lane except setup consistently, I would say. Like, you watch Logic's games, the enemy team is just focusing him every single team fight because they know if he's dead, then they can just kill the rest of his team. Like, he has to be dead, or he will just win the rest of the team fight for his team. Mechanically, he's so solid, and like I don't know, he's just dangerous on his team, and like the Flash of Night being up here is a little based, and I'm not going to claim any bias. I just think he's got insane upside, and I think your guys are going to see stuff out of him that you just had no idea that he was capable of. You can mark.
Oh,
my
going
words.
0-16 instead of 0-8, like that things we've never seen thought possible.
I'll defend Flash. I'll
You
defend
can
Flash a
see me
little
at the
bit,
end of
even if
this
I put him
season.
low. I
After
did
this
think.
week.
I
Flash
think.
what?
I will say this in the same way that I think Gourmet should be playing top lane and Cello should also be playing top lane and not jungle. I think that Flash of Night is playing much better in mid than he ever did in AD carry. So I
That
definitely
is
see
a
him
joke.
being
That is
much
such
better.
a joke.
I can respect that opinion.
I think now.
Flash
but-
of Night was better on tank Ezreal with grasp than he was on Azir, bro. Like I don't know what to
I-
tell you.
You're just coping
I
so
agree.
hard.
I
You're
agree.
coping
Last week
so
though, his
hard.
silence wasn't bad. He had some other stuff, but no, at least in this week, I get it. Yes, he was turbo griefing. It's fine. It's whatever. Okay, setup. It's time for change. Donnie. I think setup. Obviously, no one needs. I don't need to say anything about setup. It's time for change. He was cracked out of his mind. He looks like the best mechanical player, but he played only last week and hasn't played this week. So I don't know if he's going to turbo grief, but at least he showed that he can play things that are other than Akali. He might only play melee mids. I don't know. We'll see if he ever pulls out a control mage. So we'll see, but he looked pretty cracked. Like if he keeps up that potential, I think I think he's the only mid laner that would.
All you have to do is
setup,
ban
not
Akali.
Logic, but we'll see. I think Logic will probably never compete with setup, but that's just my hot take. And then Donnie, I think he definitely showed a lot of value, and Rob had the base take that he was really, really good. I think he was one of the players that you could plug into a different team, and he would be an upgrade for a lot of teams that is not mine and
I can
maybe
agree with that. I think
whoever
he'd be
adding
like
that.
valuable on pretty much on your roster.
Yeah, I think he has a lot of flexibility, and he has a lot of understanding of like when he can press his power leads and when he can't. So I think Donnie's correct, and I'm standing him. He's in my top 3. All right. ADC, we're almost done. We're on the way. All right, this is where it gets ultra scuffed.
Blazing through these.
The fucking
God.
setup for this, Daniel. I don't know how you must spend 3 hours setting this up because I had to spend almost 2 and I couldn't even finish it. It was actually insane. All right, okay, all right. We'll start at the bottom. Me and you got Red Ranger. It looks like Cookies has Red Ranger, and obviously Eldo doesn't have shit. So, if you guys have anything to say about Red Ranger, otherwise we can move on. We don't need to roast him on live on air, but if you guys have anything to say, go ahead.
Red who?
Okay, we're moving on. I'm sorry, but you can do it. You'll climb. All right. We'll go to the next 3. So we'll start with Cookie, Strand, Skipter, and Curio. I don't know how he says his name, but we'll say that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know who the Curio person is, but I'm assuming they're dog shit. Same thing with Skipster. And Steven, I mean, MF just got nerfed, so, I mean, Steven's stock just went so far down. It's ridiculous.
MF is the best ADC in the game. They just changed her build. She's not even bad. She's great.
Literally, patch 18, patch 18, patch 118. Just wait.
She's barely.
Did you not see him on Seraphine, though?
Bro. Alright, you're smoking blunts almost as hard as when I was making my jungle tier list. Alright, you go ahead, Tim. What do you got for Sparks, NA Valiant, Skipster?
I mean, Skipster and NA Valiant 100% belong in the bottom tier with Red Ranger. I think all 3 of them are kind of interchangeable. I just don't think they've really done much to impact the game state of almost any game they've been in. Sparks is new, coming in to replace Sporadic on Froggy Fighters. I kind of just tentatively put him lower on the list. We just haven't really seen much from him this season so far. I think he could 100% move up several spots. But yeah, just not enough information available yet, to be honest.
As far as I'm aware, also I think he's playing mid, and I think Daniel and him are playing mid, and I think that it's Baratel, Fleas, bot lane role, who's playing which role interchangeable based on the champion. So I guess that's how they're doing it. But I don't know though. I don't know if that's locked, but that's what I heard. So that's the only reason I didn't rank Sparks, because I don't know. NA Valiant, Skipster, Curio for me. I think Curio looks better than Red Ranger, but not by a lot. I just nothing super impressive, but I don't necessarily think he's bad. Skipster, I think, is just kind of an in-fortress situation where he's off-rolling, but I think he's playing better than I would expect him to be off-rolled. It's just like he doesn't really seem like he knows exactly what his role should be doing or what's going on, but at least he's like farming well and laning okay for the most part, so hopefully he can do better going forward. And then NA Valiant, I only put you at the top, JP, even though I just put you up there because you didn't do too bad against Nightmare, and you know you're on the rise, but you can slip. I gave you, throw you a bone. I gave you a little jerk. There you go. You're not bottom of the list. There you go. That's all you get from me. Okay. All right, let's get to the next 3. So the next 3 for you, Eldaho, is NA Valiant, Curio, Skipster. Do you have anything you want to say besides the stuff that we said?
Yeah, I think Skipster trolled this week. Did nothing. I didn't like the Vygar pick. I mean, I like the Vygar pick, but I didn't like the way that Skipster played it at all. Croy played well. I mean, I was kind of killing her a lot, so it's kind of rough. But I think she played well, but I think NA Valiant played better. NA Valiant really impressed me. I thought that he'd be kind of... I mean, I didn't know what to expect because I'd never seen him play, but I think he did really well in his game.
Not bad, not bad. Cookies, you got Nightmare, Goblin D's nuts, and Prominence player.
Yeah, I think Nightmare actually played pretty well. I kind of regret not putting him like where Sparks is. Again, I put Sparks there because that's where I would have put Sporadic, but I guess it's Sparks now, so I put him there. Goblin D's nuts. Honestly, I don't think he's been performing as well as like everyone thought he would. Like my expectations of him were way higher than he's been playing. No, I'm being genuine with that. And then Prominence player, again, I cannot respect this guy. It's just so inconsistent. There's just no consistency beyond him. I just can't get behind someone who doesn't have consistency. Anyway.
All right. On to you, Tim Strand, Karai, Proton Plat player.
Yeah, I mean, I actually do kind of agree with Cookies here. I think he's Providence player. It's just a wild card every single week. You never know what you're gonna get. We can go from like going even to even beating Nightmare at some points in the game to like building tank items on Zeri, like you lose into the shopkeeper. I don't know. I would say he's very fluid. He can 100% play above his tier, depending on the week. But it's just I just cannot in good conscience put him in the blue tier.
Okay.
I think yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any thoughts on Cryo Strand, or no thoughts to just speak to
Yeah,
where they're at?
sure. I think Strand is like really consistent. Like I think across the week he's not going to change too much in his tier. He's just really good at playing like a stable laning phase. It's not necessarily looking to smash lane, not necessarily looking to go for any crazy dives or anything. He's just going to farm up pretty well, and he's going to play his role in the team. I think Kuroi is pretty much the same way.
Alright.
Yeah, I think
That's fair.
they belong like pretty close to the same area.
Okay, that's fair. I put Strand, Nightmare, Proton, Plat player. Like, everyone knows it. I'll just say it. Proton, like, legit, if you just, like, opened, like, u.gg, click on Pro Builds, and just copy paste, like, you could be, like, right below the Goblin Hysteria. Like, you're not bad. You're just, like, dumb or something. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know why you, like, refuse to build correctly, but it just hurts you so badly, and I will never understand. Nightmare, I think like so Wool can play better, and I think I only put him down here just because I don't think he's been playing to the level that I know he can play. Like I think Nightmare should be contesting like Goblin Hysteria and could even be above them if he's like really like on point, but like he's not played like to the level that I would expect, even if he has hard carried a lot of games. But I think Soul's really cracked. I just put him down here. And then Steven just is where he's at because I think he's super duper consistent and does whatever we need from him in draft. Like I think he's just a fucking awesome player, and I love Steven. He also has a great like mental and team atmosphere, just being a chucky little happy guy, does whatever you need. So I love Steven. All right, you want to go Eldaho? You got Goblin, Nightmare, Strand.
Yeah, I agree with Tim. Strand's just very consistent, and he can play a lot of different like ways, like based on what we need. I mean, we saw him take the Jinx from Kuroi, just so that to deny her that, and then we saw him play Seraphine. So he's not really just an MF1 trick. Yeah, I just love playing with the guy. Like he says like 6 words a game, and then just like is laughing for like 20 minutes a game, just a little giggle. So that's always fun. I think Nightmare is a Giga Chad for sure. Played very well this week actually, and he took the game to the 2-1 series, which is always fun.
Yeah.
His Nyla is absolutely cracked. I think his laning phase is insane. I think that he's very cute, and I would give him a kiss on the cheek, no homo. But also Goblin
Okay.
played very well this week. I
Right.
think week 1 Goblin completely trolled and inted, and I understand he like didn't eat or something like that. Whatever, I don't care. He did. It was garbage. But this week, pretty good, not bad. Like the way he played, even when he was behind in lane, like he was like 0-3 because he likes to just pocket down lane and not respect ganks ever. Even after that though, he still led his team to do objectives well, and he came back and it was really good. And then I also have a really unique opinion on someone that's not on my list, but I think that if Prominence player would just build differently, I think that he could be much better. And I think that he's just losing to his builds. I don't think we've heard this take before, but that's my opinion on the matter.
Yeah, Soul, I am mad because you didn't draft me, and I love you and miss you, and I wish we could have Gang again, but you didn't draft me, so that's why you're at where you're at on the list. But you're doing great. You're doing great. I love you. All right, go ahead, Gourmet Cookies. You got NA Valiant, Asterio, and Sparks. Actually, you already mentioned Sparks. So you can just do the top 2.
Yeah, I'll say M.A. Valiant is playing out of his mind. Goddamn, this guy went 4th round. For a 4th round pick, honestly, this NA Valiant guy is playing like at least a platinum player. I don't know how he's in silver. That shit is ridiculous. And then again, Asteria, I mean, I'll say, I think Asteria is probably the best ADC here. The only issue is sometimes his mental can get in the way, and he can troll and throw a game a little bit. So that's why NA Valiant's over him. Just more of a prospect versus someone who has the potential to throw a game with mental.
All right.
That's just the reality of it.
Tim, what do you got? Goblin, Asteria, Nightmare.
Yeah, I've got Goblin in his own tier here. I think the gap between the top tier here and like the lower group is a little bit lower than the other positions. I think all three of these players are just unequivocally the best mechanical AD carry players on the list. I think in lane they'll just outplay in the 2v2 like consistently. I like without any jungle assistance. So I think, I mean, there's a reason why all these games with the AD carry captains are always like just geared around like either just get the bot lane ahead, play around the bot lane, play around getting the early dragons. Um, but yeah, I kind of agree. I think Rob just kind of he's more consistent mentally, and I think he always just comes into a game with a plan, and I just haven't seen that as much, or I guess to the same magnitude from the other two. I think win or lose, Rob is gonna go with the kind of the wild map movements. He's gonna move around, try to get gold across the map. You know, play the macro game for 30 minutes, whatever you need to do. I think he's just belongs at the top spot.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, I'll just address. I put Sparrow at the top only because I feel bad. He kind of got gipped by his back. He got smacked. It's not his fault, but respect to him. He's going at the top of the list because he will never have another chance for the rest of the season. So he gets his own tier and he's at the
Give him
top
the
there.
throne.
Also because I had no idea, like I can't rate Sparks because I don't even know where the fuck he's playing. So I'm like, all right, I'll throw Spark the bone. Get better soon, buddy. So realistically, the top three for me is Asteria, Goblin, I guess Strand. But I think Asteria is really cracked, and from the games that we have played, especially the game between the two, even though Rob was turbo trolling, I think Asteria just has looked really well, and I think like maybe Goblin will be better and has more value in terms of his ability to lead the team than Asteria does. Like I don't necessarily think that Asteria is like the best like team leader. I just think like he's really cracked, and based on his performance, like he deserves at least like one shot to be at the top of the leaderboard from the last week, even though he hasn't played yet this week. So I'm gonna throw him his bone. You get to be the top. I love you, Karai. And we move on to the last ranking for supports. All right, this is where it gets turbo scuffed. All right, we will start at at the bottom. All right, let's do the bottom four. Just to get like to move our way up to Mr. Eldaho. We'll start with cookies.
I mean, again, I put fucking Hallows you down here. I mean, you banned Gianna, and what the fuck do you have? You have nothing. An absolute shitter. A carry dog shit piece of crap player.
Number one on two different positions. How
does that work? That's just. I'm just so good, dude. What can I say? All around the board, good player. Meiji, I'll be honest, I know who the fuck that is. Venom, again, I know who the fuck that is. Shmi is a Zyra one trick. I mean, come on, ban Zyra, who the fuck is that person? Literally champion puddle. Bertel's actually kind of clean with it, and I'll stop there.
Okay, whatever. Go ahead, Tim. Your bottom four. Your red deer.
Yeah, Meiji, Venom. I think they've just actively proved to be liabilities in the matches that they've been in so far. I haven't seen much of their play outside of the La Liga games. I just think there needs to be a lot of stabilizing down there for them to be able to compete against the bot lane meta in this league is especially competitive compared to the other positions, and I think it's just dangerous to have them down there. Shmi and Cookies, I think Cookies got a lot of potential. I think he really should not be down this low, but man, you gotta just figure it out, bro. You gotta something's gotta change.
Hey, I'll come slap you top lane. I'll come slap you top lane. That's all I got.
Yeah, send yourself top lane, all right? Yeah.
Please, for the love of
I'll take some names.
For the good of your team, please do it. All right. All right. Next up, I guess I'll go. Ty's cool, Venom, Gourmet Cookies, Main G. All right. Yes, I think Meijin's prefer the worst, but I do think like Cookies, I think you're just griefing like almost every single game, like really hard. Like I don't you are just running it. And,
what?
You're just trolling so hard, brother. I'll put it there. I won't blame you more than that, but I think this is right now where it's at. I think I have Ty's cool here, but I think he could move up. I agree with Rob. Like I think he has really good like mental and comms. I just think he did not play super well so far. but I think he could move up for sure. But at least based on the current games, like this is where he should be. Even though I think he should be higher realistically if he wasn't playing to the level he is currently. And then Venom, admittedly, I don't remember a lot of super impressive stuff from him outside of I think it was the show match or it was week 1. I don't 100% remember. He had one game where he was playing pretty good, but I haven't seen anything like that I remember off the top of my head that was super impressive. So at least that's where it is for me. Okay, you want to go with your bottom 3 Eldaho? Ty's Cool Gourmet, Main G. Do you have anything you want to say that we didn't say?
Yeah, main G, bad game on Morgana. Did okay on Yumi, but I don't know, not great. Not just didn't play very well. Gourmet Cookies just absolutely. I mean, he played okay on Rakan, but I don't know. When you have a team captain, you expect more from them, and I didn't even really take that into account. I just think that he's played pretty poorly this week. And then Tyus Cool played fine, nothing great, but did worse than Pizza Dog. So.
All right, no, that's fair. You want to go ahead with your Platt Clark, TSM Edge, and Barreto cookies?
Yeah, sure. I think Pat Clark's a really well-rounded player. I don't think he does anything like exceptionally amazing, but I think overall he does everything really good. So I don't think he stands out in too much, but at the same time, he never does anything bad. TSM Ed Sheeran, I mean, that guy played Champs League Senna and stuff, so I lost a little respect for him, but he did play well, so that's where he's at. And Baratel, again, I think he's a good player. I think he's like Pat Clark, where again he doesn't necessarily troll or do anything bad anyway. I think he's just kind of an overall medium, well-rounded player
Okay, cool.
with a really good personality.
Okay, Tim, you want to go? Ty's Cool, TSM, Pizza Dog?
Yeah, all these players that I kind of have in the yellow tier, again, they can move around a little bit. Ty 100% has the best mental out of all of them. Just a stone pillar of untiltable. Baratzel, he can do some insane stuff sometimes. He's got for upside, he's got elite upside. He's been role swapped a little bit around. I know he's played both support and mid so far, and there are more changes coming to his team, so we may see him in different positions. But yeah, no, I think Baratel is a solid asset to any team that he's on.
I would agree. All right, and then I'll do so Pizza Dog. I think he's about the same tier as Ty's Cool Venom right now, but I think he could be higher. It's maybe unfair. Maybe he should be in the green tier, but I at least think like off the games that I at least watched earlier today, I think the stuff Baratel was doing was impressive and at least also it maybe shouldn't be accounted, but at least from the scrims we played, like he wasn't playing bad either. So I just think like Barretel's smart and he's better than most support players. And then I put Shmi here because even though it even though I think like he does have a really good consistent AD carry with Steven, he's definitely played a lot better than I was expecting, and has shown that he can play stuff other than Zyra, and he is always down to do what the team needs, similar to Steven. So even though I think Steven's maybe a little bit more flexible than he is, like he's definitely tried to make sure that he's not ban outable. So I appreciate that. All right, top 3. You got Halsey, Shmi, Pizza Dog, Eldaho.
Yeah, I'd find my unmute button. Yeah, I think that honestly, I don't think the Pizza Dog did that much this week from the stuff that I saw, but I think he did enough to put him in third. Schmeat, I think, is playing much better than he was, and I think that he's also very flexible, kind of like Strand, which is really nice. And he'll play with the team, which is good, and he's still doing a little bit less of the like sit in bush and try to 1v5 that he likes to do, which I'm glad that that's reined in a little bit because that's always a little rough. And then Hallows Eve played well this week. Yeah, I mean, you can say that it's like, oh well, they have Rob on their team, so it just makes everything easier, and that's probably kind of true. But the thing that really put Hallows Eve over the edge for me was when Rob was sitting there dying like 3 feet away. Halazeve is on Soraka, and the Trundle is like running away with 7 health. Halazeve flashes after the Trundle get the auto attack while Rob just dies. And Halazeve is on Soraka. That's chat enough for me to.
Sometimes you just
put
gotta
Halazeve
choose
number
violence.
You fucking
Okay.
get that. You get that
That's
fucking
like,
kill.
yep, that's number 1 right there.
You get that dub. All right, Cookies. You got yourself, Pizza Dog, and Ty. Hit us with it.
I mean, I'm just go. There's just no one better than me. You bring up my Soraka, you bring up my Rakan, you bring up my Sammy, whatever it is, I will. I'll 1v1 any support and win, or even 5v5. I will change the impact of the game. The Pizza Dog guy, I mean, that guy was just nuts. I mean, let's just give it to him. Yeah, no one plays Spike like that guy. And Ty's cool. I actually was able to listen in on the comms, and oh my god, if you could hear this guy like talk while they're playing, it is actually something else. Plus his mentality, and I think overall he's a really solid player, just looking to make plays and win the game. He does not care about anything else other than having a good time and how to win the game. It's actually really impressive.
True. All right, Tim, hit us with your top 3.
Sure. Yep. Hell's Eve again. I think he just belongs in his own tier. I mean, he's on. I think he's on a team with Rob, and their synergy like kind of elevates them both a bit. It's just kind of disgusting to play against them when they get champions they're comfortable on. Like, there's just not a lot you can do a lot of the time. Pat, I think. I don't know. I like kind of. I almost put them in the same tier. I was really close to doing that. Pat is just kind of the goat. Like he just kind of just all around. There's just not much you can beat this guy in fundamentally. He's gonna be a solid player on pretty much any team he's at. Solid, unbreakable mental, great playmaking. Nuts on Pantheon. Yeah, that's just not too many hot takes there. Just pretty standard, I think.
Yeah. All right, I'll finish it out. Howl's Eve, I think for sure, is like one definitely seems to be an enchanter one trick, but that's fine for the meta, and they also seem to have like the balls to get shit done separate from Rob. Like they actually are like going for stuff that like I don't think almost any other enchanter support player is going to go for, and that's probably why Rob wanted to play with them so much. I think they're just generally really cracked. I also agree Pat seems to just be generally like just overall well-rounded and can probably play just like any style of champion. Maybe not to the level that Howl's Eve can, but I think like he's just so diverse in terms of what he can do. If you need him to do something, he'll do it and he'll do it well. And then I think Garrett deserves a shout at minimum just because he has to play with Proton Plat player in the bot lane. But I honestly think like every bot lane they've won, I think like he's been just hard carrying. Like I think Garrett's cracked out of his mind, at least at support.
Respect on that, man.
Yeah,
Right.
respect on the TSM and Sheeran. He's looking cute today and every other day. All right. And that will conclude the power rankings. Do you guys have anything left you guys would like to say or bring up?
I one day hope to match Cookie's prowess with being number 1 in 2 separate roles at the same time, despite not playing a single top lane game. I think that's just so impressive.
I'll be honest, just you wait, Power Rankings, we 3, I might take Conquer a third role. Also, this Hollows E person, oh my god, absolute dog shit. I don't know what they're getting rated so high, man. Actually, shitter, like, come on. I don't know what you see this person.
This dude's a
It's ridiculous.
producer.
It's ridiculous.
All right.
You better make it into playoffs so you two can play against each other.
Yeah. We don't want to
I
take
would
too
like
much,
a free
too
win.
much more of your guys' time, so we'll cut it short. I already had things stop up late, but that is the power rankings for this season. Sorry I was so scuffed.
Can't even say it straight because it's just so ridiculous.
Tried my best, but
Absolute shitter.
definitely was very scuffed, so my apologies there, it was a little bit delayed. But that is the power rankings for this week. We have some exciting games as well as the debut of Sparks and eventually Woojin on Froggy Fighters for this next week. We're in the 3rd week, so we only have 3 more left before playoffs, so that's going to be exciting. And we'll see you for the streams then. Thanks, guys. Both.
Thanks for coming, everybody. I'm never doing power rankings again. See you guys. Bye. I love y'all.
Bye. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.